Hey, Marnie. How are you? Hope you are doing well. Hold on. Uh, what's going on? She love money. Yeah. I got a couple things pulling up some stuff I'm gonna talk to y'all about today. I hope y'all are having a great Monday. Um, hey, TikTok world. So I did something I don't normally do. And that is, I'm hoping this light shows me okay. I'm trying something with this light, okay? Um, I am broadcasting on my Facebook page. That's not something I've done in a while. Just to let people know that I still am out here. So if anybody's watching from Facebook, hello. And hey, Miss Paula, how are you? I hope everybody is doing well. I'm gonna give it just a couple minutes. If you are new to the channel, please, please, please like and subscribe. Also, make sure you go and check out my YouTube page. And don't forget that you guys can book an appointment if y'all got questions. I want to talk about things. Okay. Um, Normally, I get a lot of you guys. So if you have any questions about anything, please let me know. And that's talking about credit. That's talking about if some of y'all are in your not knowing if you want to file for bankruptcy. What else do we be talking about? A lot of y'all mostly call me for credit. We talk a lot about that. But if you got tax questions, you need things done with your taxes, we can talk about all of that. Okay. So again, if y'all have any questions, please drop them so that I can get to you. I am going to do the quick rundown. Okay. I always like to start with a rundown, what has happened, what's in case you guys did not know. So I'm going to start with stuff that is ongoing, basically. Okay. So, of course, you guys know we are in tax season. A lot of you may notice that your taxes are, or your tax refunds are coming to you a lot slower than normal. That's simply because the IRS is having individuals verify. So if you are one of the individuals who have been affected by not receiving your refund, do not haggle or harass your tax preparer. What you need to do, if it's not showing what it needs to show on the IRS, where's my refund site, then you need to call them, because a lot of people are not finding out that they are having to verify until they call the IRS. Okay, they're not finding out that the IRS is going to send out that letter telling you the instructions of what you need to do. They're not finding out until they call. So if you are one of those individuals, your tax refund is held up, that is what I strongly suggest you do. Stop waiting. Okay. The longer you wait, the longer it takes for them to mail out a letter. All right. Some of guys, and of course, you guys text me, y'all message me. So I'm basically regurgitating what's happening to people. So some of you are receiving those CP letters. Okay. CP letter from the IRS stands for computer program. So if you receive a letter from the IRS, I'm telling you guys, please take a screenshot of it, because if you ever lose it, they will not have a copy to give you. Okay. I don't know why they generate letters that they can't give you another copy if you lose it, but you need to make sure that you screenshot, take a copy, scan it, whatever you need to do so you have an additional copy. Some people, one girl actually sent me a letter. Her letter from the IRS said that they wanted to verify her business income. So we looked at her taxes, and she only had a 1099 for $875. So the letter basically is letting her know that her taxes are going to be held up for 60 days while they investigate basically all the income that she's earned. And she didn't do any, let me say it again, she didn't do any Schedule C's. All the income that she had on her taxes were from actual 1099s and W-2s, but they held up her taxes for that reason. So they are doing this. Okay. I told y'all that at the beginning of the year. I told y'all that last year. They're going to be looking. Tax season is going to be very strenuous on the tax preparers. And if you guys do not fill your paperwork out right, you are going to find yourself in a mess. There are some people I'm like, look, man, I can't help you. I mean, we might can get your amount that you owe down, but you're gonna have to pay. The days of just doing the Schedule C just to get money is over. I mean, people still do it, of course, but it is not going to um, bring in money like you used to, because now the IRS is going to verify before they even pay you your tax refund. So they're going to make you think twice before you try to cover your, your losses. You may just tell a person, man, just let me pay. And that's hopefully what they're looking for. Okay. So let me see what y'all saying real quick. And then we're going to get on this real doozy that I'm going to drop this bomb on y'all of what has happened today. Hey, Aries Queen, how are you? Miss Aura says, good evening, Miss Shamika and crew. Blessed Monday. Thank you, Miss Aura. I hope you're doing good. Lakeisha says, hey, Shamika girl. Hey, how you doing, Lakeisha? Hey, Hollywood Dame. Lakeisha, what you say? What's a good number to call the IRS? If anybody wants to know, the number to call the IRS is 800. And y'all type this down for somebody, because I know some of y'all might be driving. Some of y'all got y'all in the kitchen, got your hands full. 800-829-1040. Okay. 800-829-1040. They make it very easy. It is the number of the form that you file your taxes on. Okay. 829-1040. All right. That's all you got to do. And I typed it in over here on YouTube and Facebook. Okay. All right. So let me see if y'all saying anything again. Please, if y'all have any questions, drop them. So, we can go over them. I'm hoping that you guys have gotten your refund so that this has not necessarily affected the majority of you. Wanted to let you guys know the borrower's defense is still going on. I'm going to constantly thank you, Trash Girl, for right now. I'm going to constantly encourage each and every one of you to make sure you put your applications in to get your loans discharged. And I want to tell you that there are some schools that are not on the list. There are more than the one lawsuit, which is I forgot what it's called. Oh God, Department of Ed versus, oh God, I can't even think about it right now. But it's basically where the borrower's defense list came from. That's just one lawsuit. There are other schools that have been sued. And if another school has been sued or students have put in complaints for the borrower's defense, and if you went to these schools, I'm telling you to jump on it, because if they're going to approve one or two, they're going to approve all of y'all that apply. Okay. Now, if you talking about University of Notre Dame, you talk about these good schools that are still existing, you're going to have a very hard time getting your loans dismissed. But if this is an online school, if this is a rinky-dink institute, a technical college, some of those, and that's no shade to anybody that got a degree from any of those places, but a lot of those places are the ones that people are getting their loans dismissed from. Okay. If you're on TikTok, if you're on Facebook, or you're on YouTube, y'all make sure y'all tag and share my video. I appreciate it. Okay. Y'all remember, I just keep feeling that this is my year because the economy is getting bad. Things are getting pretty bad. And I feel like there are going to be more and more people that are going to need to hear what I've been telling y'all. For my faithful that have been with me, there are going to be other people that are going to be like, man, I need some help. Okay. And y'all been getting it, and I want you to continue to get it, but make sure we tell somebody else too. Okay. All right. Let me see what else I got for y'all. I told y'all, if you didn't pay your PPP or your SBA EIDL loan, they're going to turn that over to collections. They have not put out any more information other than that. So we don't know when this is going to happen. Y'all have to remember, this is the election season. So this is just my own personal opinion. I think it's going to be held up until after election season, because the Democrats do not want a whole bunch of people being mad because those loans got turned over to collections. And these are the same people that have to go out and vote. That's just my opinion. But so you guys still have opportunity to pay if you have not. And you probably can't get any more forgiveness on your PPP loan if you haven't done it. But they will definitely still take your money. Okay, so they'll do that. Let me see. What did I have? Let me see. I took some pictures of some stuff. I had talked about veterans. Let me talk about veterans real quick. I told you guys the last couple of weeks that the VA has expanded the PACT Act. So if anybody has been exposed to any like toxic chemicals, anything like that, they were giving them an opportunity to claim and get disability. Well, as of March 5th, as I had stated, the VA is now allowing, because they actually came out with more information, they are allowing 3 categories of veterans to apply to get medical assistance. Okay. And the good part is you do not have to be, if you are a veteran and you went overseas in support of one of the wars that we had, you can also go and get health insurance. Okay, so this is pretty big. All right. I'm actually going to do a video on TikTok, so we don't have to tie it up here. I'm going to get on to the good stuff that I want to tell you guys about, but I will be doing a separate video for veterans, so y'all will look out for that, because that's going to be huge. Okay. Now veterans who probably have not been able to get any access to healthcare, now they might be able to, because they can fall into one of these three categories, and it is really expanded. Okay, so if I wasn't getting health insurance, I just saw, I'm like, ooh, I could go to the VA now if I wasn't already going, because I was a veteran who went overseas in support of the war. Doesn't mean I had to go and been deployed. All you had to do was go be in support. So you could have been a contractor, a veteran who was a contractor working. And if you were exposed, because I don't know if anybody's been overseas, but if you go overseas, they're burning trash all the time anyway, because where else can they leave it? So I feel everybody is exposed. So if y'all want more information on that, I am going to make a video on it so you can see if you qualify. Okay. All right. So the big thing that I want to talk about, and I'm going to check to see if y'all had any questions real quick. Cha-Cha says, oh, 11K last year, got it down to 6K. Congratulations. That is really good. How did you get it down? Let us know. We want to know how you got it down. And what loan are you talking about? IRS loan? Okay. Again, y'all make sure y'all like the live, and all that good stuff. Hey, Shay, how are you? Hey, Miss Rhonda. Hey, Sweetie 52. Okay. Thank you, Latanya. All right, so this just came out today. All right, and I don't like it. Okay, so as of today, March 11th, today is the 11th, right? Yes, March 11th, the government has passed this rule. Okay, and they've been like this about it. So basically, what it is, and I believe I took screenshots of it. Yeah, so they are going to have employers reclassify their 1099 contractors. And if they meet these 6 requirements have always been there. Okay. But companies find it to be cheaper to bring you guys on and hire you and keep you as hire you as a 1099 versus hiring you as a W-2 employee. And the reason why is because it saves a lot of money, and they have no they don't have to worry about paying taxes for you, because that's what you're supposed to do. And a lot of y'all have been loving being 1099, okay? Because you can do a Schedule C, and you don't have to worry about if you can pay no taxes because you got your kids, but all of that is skirt to a screeching halt, okay? So the government said that they are now forcing the companies to basically look at all their 1099s, and if they fall into all these 6 little categories, I'm gonna read them to y'all, then they have to change that 1099 employee to a W-2. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all what's good about it. Okay, the good part about this is a lot of people who are 1099, they don't get access to fringe benefits. Okay, you don't get medical, you don't get dental, you don't get a 401k. You also get you also don't get unemployment insurance if you're a 1099. Okay, so if you're a W-2 employee, you get all these things, so that's good. Okay, for some of you, right? But the downside is that now the company has to now pay you as a W-2 employee. That means once you are an employee, they can tell you when and where you have to work. 1099 contractors probably don't know this, but you technically are not supposed to have a set schedule because you work for yourself. So putting you on a schedule saying you have to be here at 7 until they're not supposed to do that. And the government has been allowing companies to do it, knowing that these employers are saving money because they are making you pay your own taxes, and they don't have to give you any benefits. Okay. So all while it'll be good for some, it's going to suck for others, because some of you are probably also are going to have to start paying them taxes. The same thing that you guys have not been wanting to do. A lot of people just want to go exempt. And I'm not saying that you can't go exempt when they switch this over. But most of the time, the stuff I tell y'all, I have not been wrong. If they're gonna start this, they're also going to make sure that you are taking something out of your check to pay. See, if you don't want to pay federal taxes, they don't care about that because the IRS will get you at the end of the year. But if you are a W-2 employee, they're going to automatically get FICA, which is Social Security and Medicare. So they want to be able to get that money off of you guys. So they're going to make these companies change you from a 1099 to a W-2. Now, I want y'all to tell me how y'all feel about that. I think it's going to directly affect people who are like Uber, Lyft, shipped, people who work for those type of companies. It's going to affect those employees because, and I'll read, like I said, I'll read you the 6 things that are requirements, but so I don't like it. Okay. And it's also going to force small business owners out of business because it's very expensive to pay for fringe benefits for your employees, regardless of how big or small your company is. So a lot of company owners save money by making you all 1099, and that is going to be very different this year. Okay, a lot of people aren't going to like that. So tell me what y'all think about that real quick. Thank you. Actually, it is just the top. I was like, you know what? I only got to be the cute from the waistline up. I got on my pajamas on the rest half, but don't tell nobody, okay? I told you, but yes. But thank you very much. Elizabeth says she loved my dress. Hey, Elizabeth, how you been? And where you been? Yes, it is a shirt. All right. So y'all, is this gonna affect y'all? The individuals watching, tell me that at least. Do you think it's going to affect what you do in your job? Are you a 1099 employee? Is that something you would be concerned about? Because now they're going to make you basically pay, which means your check going to be smaller. And a lot of y'all have been loving to be exempt. Okay. I noticed that with traveling nurses. Traveling nurses started out as 1099s. And next thing you know, they changed those traveling nurses to W-2 employees and their pay went down significantly. Okay. So that's a big thing. I don't know if there's a lag here or not, but I want to make sure y'all are commenting, so we're not just going back and forth. I'm over here talking to myself. Y'all know I don't want to do that. All right. Let me see. I want to get you to 6 reasons. Okay. So it says the intent. I want to put these in smaller and more shrunken down. So basically, the first one is if the majority of your job, hold on, how do I want to say it? It says the intent to which the services in question are an integral part of the employee. So if the majority of what you do, which is crazy. So all right, let's just say Uber or Lyft. Uber or Lyft is a transportation company, right? So if you get hired and that is probably 90% or more of your job, you should be an employee, not a contractor, is what they are saying. Okay. So again, let me know if this is going to affect you or what y'all think about this. I don't know if there's a delay. So that's why I want to see if y'all say something just so I can see if it's going to go with it. Because usually y'all ask me way more questions, a little bit more active than this. Okay. So if you get hired to do a job that is the nature of the business, then that's one of the things that they're going to require, excuse me, for you to be a W-2. It says the amount of the contractor's investment in facilities and equipment. I don't necessarily know what they mean by that. I'm going to have to go and do a little bit more research. I just found this not too long ago. And it says the nature and degree of control by the principal. Again, another one of those that, they sometimes make these things so gray that you don't necessarily know what they mean exactly. And it says it has to meet opportunities for profit and loss. Well, that's everybody. It says the amount of initiative, judgment, or foresight required for the success of the claim independent enterprise and permanency of the relation. So all that is a whole bunch of I don't knows yet, but I can tell you just the first one It's why I know the one that it says basically it's going to be looked at the what you do on your job based off of the industry that it's in. I already know that's definitely the people who are in Lyft and Uber, any of those gig employees. So if you're a gig employee, excuse me, you definitely will probably be affected. We don't know when this is going to take place just yet, but it just was approved today within the Federal Register. Robert Escobar, how you doing? He said y'all hit the like. Thank you very much. Hey, Felicia. It says, I think the employers were just passing down to the employees. Absolutely. Thank you, Maureen Bishop, for commenting. But that's true. Like I said, anybody who starts a business and you got an LLC and you want to hire employees, it's always the cheapest to just have 1099. You just pay them out of the income that you make and let them have to deal with paying their own taxes. And again, y'all know this country is in so much debt that the government, in my opinion, they're going to be scrounging for ways to make money off of the people, but they're going to put it under the guise of we are looking out for the low income. We're looking out for the middle class. Okay. I don't know if y'all seen Biden. All the thing that Biden's been talking about is he's going to tax the billionaires. He's going to tax the billionaires. And that sounds great. I mean, it does. But they are too slick to get taxed the way that he thinks that they're going to be taxed. They are going to find loopholes of which, and most tax laws are written to support what they do. So please don't, buy into the, they're looking out for your behalf. You're going to have to look out for yourself. Okay. Basically you are. So I don't know if that means some of y'all may be trying to get different jobs, or if y'all going to leave jobs, but that's something. If you work in the gig economy, I definitely would be calling my employer and asking if it's going to affect me or not, because you guys definitely need to know. Okay. Because that cuts, 15% of your check will be gone. Okay. If y'all did not know, Medicare and Social Security is 15% of every check you get. All right. So, and that's if you are a W-2 employee. And if you are a gig employee, you should also be putting that aside so that you can pay that money quarterly to the IRS if you are an independent contractor. And that's, a lot of people don't do it. Okay. But 15%, it don't sound like a lot when you're getting a discount at the store. Okay. When you're going shopping and you get, you get coupons, you get 15% discount, but it's a lot when it's coming out of your check. Okay. So keep that. And I think it's 15.9. Okay, so it's like 16%. All right, they couldn't even keep it at 15. They had to do a point. Okay, so it's 0.9. All right. Thank you very much. I am Living God says I look good in red. Thank you. I'm an Aries, so that's our color. All right. And shout out to all the Aries that are here. And thank y'all again for liking the live. Let me see what else I had wanted to tell you guys. It's been some weird stuff going on. Okay. Hold on. I know I usually always take screenshots of whatever it is I want to talk about. If anybody knows anyone that lives in North Carolina, North Carolina is doing their form of a $50,000 grant. I know you don't know how many of you remember, but I told you I did a grant for someone who lives in North Dakota. Well, they have a similar grant that just opened up today in North Carolina. It is for Black people. Sorry, but it is. It's for Black entrepreneurs. It's $50,000. When I looked at the sample application today, it's probably 6-7 questions on there. If you're smart, you would get Chat GPT and whoop de whoop, do your thing and answer that and put yourself in. They're only gonna pick. I think they said they only have a budget of $300,000. I think so. They're only gonna pick 6 people. So I'm sure it's probably going to be competitive, but at the same time, a lot of people aren't going to know about it. So if you know anybody lives in North Carolina that is a business owner, it did open $50,000 grant with Black Enterprise. And they also have micro funding and seed funding too, that you can also get money from if you guys, are interested in that. Okay. The Robert Escobar Show says the goal of the working class should be to break the two-party duopoly. If not that, then what else? Yeah, I mean, I will have to agree with you, We are so the middle class and lower class. Okay, I'm just gonna keep it real. We are so distracted by everything that is going on. I mean, what I was just talking about that came out today, and I bet you nobody said it on the news. You didn't see it anywhere on the news. They didn't talk about it beforehand because this just didn't pop up overnight and boom, it was approved. Somebody had already put this in, but this is the type of stuff that they don't want to talk about because the only thing they want to talk about now on the news is gun control, immigration, and they're keeping it quiet, about the election coming up and, and Trump, you know what I mean? And so they're not talking about anything that you guys should be focusing on, which is why I try to do, what I do here because it's important and we are severely missing out. And this is how we get taken advantage of. Okay. This is how you are not able to do what you need to do because, well, hell, they're distracting you. So you're going to have to dig deep, y'all, if you want to stay in the know. Hey, Cassie, how are you? All right, Cassie Harris. I love the last name. Felicia says, are there any grants in Georgia for new business? I did not see anything in Georgia. Again, I told y'all can send me a message on my website. I will send you my list of grants. Okay. I do have a new one that just came out. So you can send it. Y'all, I know I'll be a little slow on replying because I have it's tax season and I talk to a lot of y'all. And sometimes I get to my emails and that's like the last thing I want to do because I want to say more than here. You know what I mean? So but I am definitely paying attention. I keep my emails. I don't open them until I'm ready to actually reply to each and every one of you. So if you do need it, you can go to my website, shamikasaves.com, and just drop your email and I will send it. A lot of y'all will send me a message and go, I want a copy of everything you talked about. And I'm like, I talk about so much. So try to be specific on what you want so that when I send it to you, I can give you exactly what it is that you need. Okay. Let me see. I think that was they ain't really got too much else going on. I mean, we could talk about a little stuff that's going on in the news. I don't know what y'all paying attention to or not, but I don't know if you guys have seen what's going on in Haiti right now. It is really, 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 really crazy. So y'all say a prayer for those people. I seen the video, they eating people over there, and I'm like, what is really going on? Crazy. Okay. But that's happening. Of course, what's going over in Israel that has not stopped. Okay, there may not be too much coverage on it as it was, but it's a lot of stuff going on. Okay, all right. What else is going on? Shoot, Biden. Y'all already know. Again, we're in election season, so they're gonna be talking a lot about that. Oh, I know what I want to tell y'all. I knew it was something. I'm like, what was I gonna tell y'all? Okay, so this is a video that's been going around on TikTok. I don't know how many of y'all seen it, but I did think it was pretty important to bring up because a lot of us do this. There was a lady that went into Aldi grocery store, and she was using her Cash App card. So I'm saying this to anybody that uses the Cash App card. I don't ever use it, but this wasn't just for Cash App, but she used her Cash App card. And she checked out for groceries, and I didn't know computer systems were set up like this, but she had swiped and the cash back screen came up, and before she could touch anything, it had disappeared. So she didn't know what happened, but she ended up getting a message on Cash App declining her charge because it was $100. You saw it, Miss Paula? Because it was $100 more than what her total was. I think she said her total was like $19, but the cash back request was for 100 that she didn't request, and the total came to like 119, and it declined because she didn't have enough money in her account. But if that didn't decline, she wouldn't have known that and this is the self-checkout line, because I know a lot of us are using self-checkout lines, and y'all know how you get the self-checkout line, and they got that one cashier that's looking at all the registers. Well, this person was being slick and selecting cash back for us who were actually swiping. And then since you didn't know that there was a cash back, you left and he pocketed the money. So people are getting better and better at their frauds, y'all. At the way they're scamming people, they are getting good. So I am just letting you know, just like she did, we just have to be smarter and wiser when we go and we make these transactions, when we are spending our money, look at those receipts, because they could be hitting all kind of stuff and we don't know. I had no idea that they could push buttons from the other side. Didn't even know it. But now, thanks to her, we now know. I know they go Max, always barking. Okay. So so y'all be mindful of that. And another thing that is on the rise, and this is only if people have homes, really, is property fraud. People are really signing over deeds for people that they didn't know. And I got a phone call from someone, and they begged me to talk to their grandma, because the grandma found out that their own child had basically took a property without them knowing, had it forged, the deed, and there was actually a notary that had to sign the paperwork. And just if y'all didn't know this, when two people are on a deed, when you add somebody to the deed, you can just add them and take it down to the forms, down to the property tax office, no problem. But when you have to remove somebody, you have to have it notarized. So where the fraud comes in at is people are removing people from the deed, obviously with a notary that knows that this is happening, unless they're using fake IDs. And then they're turning around and selling the property from up under the person who owns it. Okay. Y'all remember I told y'all about the TSA agent in Atlanta, the director of the airport of TSA. They arrested her because she did it to her own mama. So please be careful if you got loved ones who have property. And if you're in Florida, you can sign up for a fraud alert. Okay, you can sign up for a property fraud alert um, right through your county's website. If you are not in Florida, I suggest that you at least go and look at your property paperwork at least every 6 months, just to make sure it is still in your name. It's crazy that we have to be like this, but this is just the world that we live in. Okay. It's just the world we live in. So protect yourselves at all costs, because it's exactly what you're gonna have to do, because people are gonna find ways. And remember, the more broke people get, the more hungry they are, the crazier the schemes get. And consumer credit card debt is at 1.3 trillion. Okay. And just 3 months ago, it was 1 trillion. Okay. So it's steady going up. All right. People are finding ways. So just don't let them find their way on your back. Okay. All right, let me see what I got. How y'all doing with this time change? Okay, this time change got me. All right. I don't know how y'all doing on it, but y'all let me know how y'all doing with this time change. And let me see. Um, let me see. I really Tonight was a slow night actually, because there hasn't been a lot of stuff that has gone on this weekend because it's spring break. Okay, so it's kind of slow. Um, we get times where it's a lot of stuff that's popping. So again, if y'all got any questions, let me know. Tyron, how you doing? What you mad about? It says, why this is slow with tax refunds this year? Jada, great. Thank you. I had answered that first thing when I came on, but I answer again. Tax refunds are slow this year just because the IRS is doing their best to um, review all tax returns before they send them out. So even if you have always claimed the same thing, the same kids, nothing changed, they still may put you up for verification. So if you have not gotten your refund by a certain time, you need to call the IRS and see if they have you in that verification hole. A lot of y'all won't know because they don't send you a letter out until later, until you find out, damn, I ain't got my refund. And then you call them, they get your address, and then they send it to you. So you got to make sure that you're not one of those people that's going to get caught out there waiting months and months for their tax refund. Some people just say, oh, I just keep checking where's my refund. Okay. Well, if it's still stuck at processing, and it's been almost a month now, you probably need to get on that phone and call them so that you can go ahead on and get your money. So it's going to be slow like this from here on out. I really, honestly, on everything, I believe the IRS is trying to become more efficient so that there is no need for tax preparers. All right. This has definitely been something that has been on their radar, in my opinion, for a long time, because they believe that so much fraud is happening with taxes that they are trying to make it where it's easier for you to be able to do your own, so that they lessen the need for tax preparers. Or they're going to tighten the rules so tight that only the people that will be able to do your taxes are individuals that they have vetted, meaning they got to do a background check. Um, all of these things have to be put in place before they even issue you the number. So there gonna be some changes, y'all. So don't be thinking that check gonna drop in 21 days. Don't get caught talking about I'm gonna pay my. I just had a friend got their car repo waiting for the IRS to pay. So those days of waiting and knowing that check gonna drop on a certain time, that's gonna change a lot. All right. Uh, you know, and this also goes back to what I was telling y'all about them switching people from 1099 to W-2. With them doing this, it's so much easier to trace your income. Okay, 1099, they don't know how much you're getting paid until the end of the year when you get that 1099. Okay, so some of y'all aren't going to be able to do a lot of things that you've been able to because now you're going to be fully exposed. Right? Remember, if you're a business owner, you still need to do your BOI, where you need to register your business with FinCEN. So they're basically doing this. They're putting a scope on everything. But the Biden administration says that, hey, we're going after billionaires. Okay. But they're going after the regular people much, much harder. Okay. Because we don't have the resources to do the same things that they can do. All right. Miss Ora, you love the time change? I don't know. I hate when it gets I don't like when it get dark early. Okay. Tyron says these nights seem like lay down for 30 minutes and get up. I'm telling you, man, the time going by so fast. I was saying that myself. Like, I feel like it's hard to keep up with life. Like, damn, what is Thursday already? It says you got to say thank you. Send me your stuff, Tyron. Okay. So yes. He said, okay, Tamiko says she had just to verify yesterday. Now, what I am seeing, because somebody did send me a letter, some of y'all are able to verify online. So that's why a lot of y'all need to, if you haven't gotten your return, go ahead on and call them because they're making it easy. They will let you just verify your stuff. You need your adjusted gross income. So you need you need your taxes, your tax paperwork. And if you verify your stuff online, boom, you're done. Now you can move your taxes along. Okay. To me, what they're doing is the same thing as individuals who have that IP pin, that identity theft pin. A lot of you guys with the identity theft pin, you can't even file your taxes until they send you the letter. And I have people who, let me see, who just got, it's March 11th. They just got the letter with their pin 4 days ago. This is how you can control how this money gonna flow because they are going to they're going to force themselves to get involved in your business so they can be a part of this process. So I don't like it, but I mean, what can we do? This is why I want y'all to understand that getting a tax refund for majority of you without children is really just an overpayment of what you pay in taxes. So if y'all will focus on making sure you pay just what you're supposed to pay, then you can keep all the rest of your money. Then you don't have to worry about a refund. Now if you got kids, yes, you got money coming back. But I don't want you sitting around waiting on that money either, because you don't even know when you're going to get it from now on. Okay. Like I said, a lot of things are going to change as we keep getting these administrations, as this country keep loaning out money to other countries. We over here are suffering, and who has to pay for all these things? We do, the tax paying citizens. Okay, which is a lot of us, even though some of y'all 1099, but that's why they're changing it, because they're gonna make you start paying too. So it's happening. Okay, it's definitely happening. All right, so let me see what we got. Anybody got any questions? Y'all drop a question. And let me know what's going on. When the last time some of y'all checked y'all credit? I just had a conversation with somebody today. They said they haven't looked at their credit in 8 months. That's a long time. 8 months. So when is the last time that y'all have opened up y'all free Credit Karma? Even though I don't care about the score, but when the last time have y'all just looked at y'all credit to see? Have y'all noticed things on there that shouldn't? Have y'all contacted some of these people to say this information is incorrect? Are y'all disputing? What are y'all doing? Okay, that's what I want to know. Okay, because this is the time of the year that y'all gonna want stuff. It's summertime. Y'all well about to be gonna be summertime soon. So how many of y'all? Okay, okay. Cat said me and the hubby in the 700s. Bam! I know that's what I'm talking about. As you should be. Okay, as you should be. All right. And not to put her business out there or anything, but me and Cassie have been trucking along for a minute, and I'm very happy to see from where she was to where she is, and she's a homeowner too. Okay, something that she wasn't when we linked up, but I remember she told me that's what she wanted and she made it happen. So y'all can make it happen too. All right. Miss Paula said I check it every month. All right, Miss Paula, that's not bad. I don't know if I would check my credit monthly. I would honestly say I probably would check it a little bit more often than that, just because credit changes every single day. Now I'm not saying panic and go check it every single day, but I definitely strongly suggest you check it weekly. And when you check it weekly, what I like you to do is stop looking at your reports, because a lot of you don't know how to read them. If you have Credit Karma, and this is the only reason why I like Credit Karma, is because it lets you click on the button that says see what's changed. And that is where a majority of you guys need to go. Because you know what y'all will do? Y'all will come to me and say, my credit just went down 20%. I don't know why. It'll tell you. Okay, it will tell you what is going on. And as your credit changes and points change, or anything that happens on your credit, see what's changed, we'll show it. So you don't have to go through and read your whole report, because you don't understand what you're reading half the time anyway. Just go to see what's changed so you can see what's changed. Okay. John says, when filing taxes, do we still have to show we have had health care insurance? Yes, if you had that Obamacare insurance, you definitely have to report it. That 8962 form is what the IRS is expecting. If they don't see it in there, and they know, because they know by your social, okay, if they covered you for the Obamacare, okay. So basically, if you are trying to file your taxes without putting that in on your health insurance, you're basically telling the government, hey, I know y'all covered me for my insurance, but I'm not gonna put it on my taxes. And they're like, because, and I'll tell you, if you're a person that does taxes, if you do a person's taxes without the health insurance form, it will be one amount. If you put the health insurance form in, more than likely the refund's going to change. Okay. So to keep y'all from being mad at your tax preparer when your refund amount changes, give them that document too. I don't know how many people have forgotten. Like, how can you forget, okay, that you had health insurance? And a lot of people have forgotten that they had it, and then the taxes keep getting rejected. So yes, you need to put it in. So no, that is never ever gonna change. Okay. Good thing, Miss Paula. I just want to let you know, monthly is cool, but just because it changes so much. Okay. Courtney says, is there any way to get around my undergraduate debt being in collections? So are you saying, Courtney, that they sold your debt to a creditor? The school sold your debt to a creditor, or the Department of Education? Um, if your school is not eligible to be discharged based off of a borrower's defense, uh, which is the Sweet versus Cardona lawsuit. I finally remembered it. Um, if you can't do it that way, then uh, student loans can be thrown into bankruptcy, but you will have to meet like 3 requirements in order to show them that you will be unable to pay it. Okay. So yes, you will be able to do that. And if anybody has a Parent Plus loan, you can also put that in bankruptcy. I know people ask me that a lot. So I just want you guys to know that you can get yourself out of the obligation of those loans just by doing that. Okay. It says, yes, my school sent it. Okay, so if your school sent it to collections, I have seen people have had, yeah, Eastern Florida. I've seen a lot of schools do that, and you can't get your transcript. If you want to, and it really depends on how much it is. The once something is sent to a collection, it's really not the responsibility of the school anymore. It's on that collection company. So unless you could prove to them that they are wrong, they are going to continue to be on your credit report. The only way to get rid of them is 3 ways. Well, I'll say 4. You could try the credit suite, which is what a lot of people do to get things off of their credit. That's when you use a police report. Okay, it's definitely not ethical. Let me just say that. The other way is to pay it. You can offer a settlement. Okay, they did not pay the same amount for your debt that you owe, so you can offer them much less. And in most cases they'll take it as long as you have the money ready to pay them. Then the other option is to let it fall off your credit after 7 years. And then the last option is to put it in bankruptcy and just be done with it. Okay. So you do have those options. Relax the Music says studentaid.gov will bring all loans out of default, get a forbearance. Yeah, but her loans are in collections. So the unfortunate part is the layout. A lot of people are going to have to they're probably going to bring loans out of default. But if they're bringing them out of default, and it depends why. Okay, some are not. It depends on a lot of things. Is it Navient? Who is it? Because there are some things that are changing with a lot of people. So just to kind of give you an idea, general, this is what you could do. But in your case, Courtney, I will have to know some more information. Okay. But those are some of the things that y'all can do. Yes, Josh, Bitcoin is over $72,000. That's awesome. That is great. I tell you guys to make sure y'all take a couple dollars out of your Cash App and buy. You can't buy a whole one because it's expensive, but you can buy a piece of a piece of a piece of a piece. Okay. It might be small, but at least your investment will have been up. Okay. So I'm seeing some things about them saying that it is inflated because people are buying to make it this way. I mean, no matter what, Bitcoin is still like the stock market. It goes up and down, in my opinion. It can't hurt if y'all got a couple dollars laying around to invest. Okay. Paula says, I want to raise my score a little more to purchase some property. I need assistance. Yes, ma'am. Well, let's talk, Miss Paula, and I will take a look and see what you got going on, and we will go from there. Benny DeMarva says, hello, Miss Shamika and everyone. Sorry I'm late. It's okay, Benny. Thank you for being here. I wanted to let y'all know, too, since I have been talking to a lot of y'all about your credit, and I'm glad that y'all are trying to get on this so y'all can get it together. Please, if you don't understand credit or how to read your credit report, you need to go to somebody who can explain it to you, and hopefully a person that knows what they're talking about. I know what I'm talking about, so I ain't worried. Because some of y'all are paying gobs and gobs of money when y'all can just add something free to your credit report to boost your score. Stop going to these people and letting them take advantage of you because you don't understand how the credit works, how the credit system works. All right. I don't want to see y'all coming out buying these expensive authorized user trade lines for thousands of dollars just to put a $40,000 authorized user on your credit card. I mean, on your credit report, and all your other credit cards that are in your name are $300 and $400. The bank is not stupid. Okay, it clearly says on your credit report that it's authorized user. Okay, but if you are authorized user on somebody else's that has a super high amount and you have a small amount, when they go to approve you for something, they're gonna go with the smaller amount because you're showing them that is the level of of credit that you can handle. Okay, so please stop doing, in my opinion, stop doing things that don't benefit you, and you're wasting money when you can take that money and fix things on your credit versus always paying somebody to do a quick fix. I notice when it comes to credit, nobody has patience, and that is why it doesn't work out for you. Okay, credit is something that takes time. It is not an overnight success, right? It used to be, but as soon as it starts happening and people's credit start going up, you think these banks want to give y'all low interest rates? They don't. So as soon as they start seeing like, well, all these black people coming in here and got getting these cars and this, let's investigate. Okay. And it absolutely happens. And it ain't just black people. It can be, well, why this group? Oh, why is this group here in Atlanta? All of these people, they pay attention to trends. Okay. So be wise on what you're doing. Okay. Relaxing Music says if you make 15,000 or less, all student loan payments are zero. Absolutely. That is on the IDR plan. That is absolutely true. And that's under that save program too. So you're supposed to automatically, well, not automatically, if you go in, get on that plan, IDR plan or that save plan, you consolidate your loans, your student loan servicer will basically tell you you don't have to pay. Or if you got a lot of kids, I've seen somebody who has, enough kids to where their household, they can't sustain to make any payments on student loans, so they're also at zero. So please, you don't have to make the student loan payments, but just know that if you don't have a plan to get rid of them, then the interest rate will get you one day. Okay. I believe me, I had my student loans on forbearance and on hold. I had them on everything possible, but I had a plan of what I wanted to do to get rid of them because I knew I was not going to pay them back. Okay. And I want y'all to do the same thing. Okay. We can't just be putting debt to the side and think it'll go away, because it's still going to show up on your credit report. And it will affect how much house you can buy when it's time for you to buy. Okay. All right. Benny says, homeowner keep receiving sewer/septic warranty letters in the mail. Is it a scam? More than likely, if you're getting sewer septic warranties, that's not something most people usually get warranties on. If you're receiving letters and you can't tell if it's a scam or not, I literally would just go type that company name into Google, and more than likely somebody gonna give you some information about that company. Okay, definitely. Just like for those of you who have businesses and your business is getting ready to it's time to renew or re-register your business, there are companies who get that information already, because it's public record, and then they start sending you emails. Now, the crazy part is how they got your email. Okay, why? You know how they got it? Because they buy them from direct marketing lists. The same thing I've been telling y'all to get your name off of, so they can stop pandering to you and harassing you about stuff you don't even want. Okay, but what they did was, they'll send emails saying it's time to renew your business, and you think it's actual official government site to renew. But actually, you're clicking the link to go to the renewal service that they do, and they'll charge you an extra $200 on top of it. And by you not paying attention, you done gave these people money for something you could have done on your own. Okay, so please be careful when y'all getting these things in the mail. They want you to be in debt. So they want you to be, okay. They want you to be boggled down with marketing letters and credit letters and anything else that can keep you from paying attention to what you need to be paying attention to. All right. And also, people are greedy. Okay. The government knows that these things happen, but they don't come and protect you until you go and complain to them, which is crazy because they allow it. But that's a conversation for another day. All right, so let me see what y'all saying before we go. It says, do you use Cash App to invest in Bitcoin? Yeah, I mean, if I have some extra money laying around, I sure will. I'll just say, man, just put it in Bitcoin. Why, what am I gonna do with it in the account other than spend it? Okay, so yeah, that's actually the easiest way I tell people to buy Bitcoin, is just to do it right through Cash App. Okay, now remember, let me just throw this out there too. When they start making people really report what your gains that you're getting in Bitcoin, which the IRS is definitely trying to move that way, you ain't going to be able to hide it, because Cash App gives a actual report. And you know what that report does at the end of the year? They send that information as a 1099 to the IRS. So if you had $2 in Bitcoin and now you got $2,000 because it went up, they're going to report it. Now, is it that you have to report it just yet? It's iffy. They ain't really pushing it right now, but they will. Okay. Remember, they need this. So they're going to start turning over couches, looking under your rugs. They want any kind of money. And that's why I told y'all, we're going to have to, y'all have to start getting cash and put that stuff somewhere. Because baby, they looking for any time they can tax something, they're going to try to tax it so they can get them a little bit. But yes, if y'all want Bitcoin, just do it right through Cash App. Most people have that. Let's see. It says add something free, like what? Free would be Experian Boost. That's the free one. The next cheapest one is Kickoff. I mean, Kickoff is what? $12. And now if you get Kickoff, and we're talking about trade lines, guys. And now that you get Kickoff for the $12, as soon as you pay a couple payments on that, they will give you another line of credit where you could get like not 500, like $2,500. You can also go through Chime. Chime is now in the credit reporting business. People are finding it to be very important to get in the credit reporting business, these businesses, because they know they can either hurt you or help you. But I don't want y'all signing up for these things if you're not going to be consistent and actually pay it. Okay. We don't want that. All right. Try to go through Afterpay and Zip It Pay and Affirm and miss your payments and see when it come on your credit report. They ain't gonna report you've been making your payments, but miss a payment and see what happens. Okay, so credit is gonna be the way to go. So I don't want y'all signing up for stuff you don't have no intention of taking care of, because it's it's gonna hurt. It's gonna stay there, and we don't need to do that. It's opposite of what we're trying to do. Okay. Student loans have been removed from Credit Karma. Your student loans have, because some are still showing. Shayla says they've been removed from Credit Karma. Have y'all noticed that y'all not seeing y'all student loans on Credit Karma? Now, I will tell you, I did notice it wasn't on one report of mine. I thought they were all gone, but when I actually got the hard copy report, I saw them. And if y'all remember me saying from last week, you guys, if you want to get a copy of your credit reports, the paper copy, you were going to have to go to annualcreditreport.com, and you were going to have to do the I have a visual impairment line so that you can actually get your copies. Now, the copies come in big old font, okay? But you get an actual copy because you can't get a copy anymore, okay? So I haven't seen where you can pay for it. I mean, you can pay through like my FICO, through Experian, certain ways, but I want all three like we used to be able to get from these credit bureaus, and that seems to be the only way. So have y'all seen it not show up on y'all credit report? I have seen it not show up on TransUnion on Credit Karma, but I don't know about the rest. Says, how long after purchasing a car can you file bankruptcy and get it lower? Queen V asks. If y'all did not know, I definitely tell people that, man, if you are in debt and you got a car note and that interest rate is high, baby, file bankruptcy, because they are going to cram that interest rate down. Now, they might not go down to 2%, but they're definitely going to go down. In a lot of cases, you don't have to do anything. The bank just does it. Okay. So you can buy a car today and go into bankruptcy tomorrow. There is no time limit wait for that at all. The only time there's the issue where they want you to wait is when you're actually using your credit card. Okay, like if you go and you get a cash advance off your credit card, you need to wait like 60 to 70 days before you file, because you don't want them to assume that you just ran up all your debt because you knew you were going to throw it into bankruptcy. Okay. So remember, I tell y'all, everything you do, you plan. So if you do file, and nothing wrong with that, but you need to at least make it look as if you didn't already know you were going to plan when you use your debt. Okay. So if you got all this money left on your credit cards and you want to use them before you file, I'm not telling you not to, but I am telling you to wait at least 1 to 3 months before you file so that it doesn't look suspicious. Now, some of you could have a good reason. Something could have happened and you needed to use the money, and then you realize, I can't pay. As long as you can explain that when you're talking to the trustee, you're going to be fine. Okay. So I wanted to say it both ways, because I've seen people do it both ways. People are like, man, I'm running it up. But they were able to say what they need to say to trustee. No question, no more questions asked. Then there were some people who got to stuttering. They were nervous. They were scared. And they ended up having to pay back some of the money that they took as a cash advance too soon. So so you got to prepare yourself depending on how you want to do that. Okay. Hey, friend. Hey, Prissy Peaches. All right. It is 8 o'clock, but let me see what y'all asking. It says student loans have been removed from Credit Karma, and are they going to pop back up? Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So if your student loans have been removed from Credit Karma, it depends. Usually when somebody tells me their student loans have been removed from the credit reports, I tell them to wait 7 to 10 days to see if they're going to pop back up, because in most cases, your loans are being removed because they're no longer under one company and now they're going to be handled by another company. So yes, it comes off your credit, but then it turns around and it pops all the way back up. So give yourself that time. And if student loans get removed from your credit report, they should not be removed and you did not receive a letter from the government telling you that your loans have been forgiven, because it would make no sense for the loans to just go away. So if you haven't found out that they're going to be forgiven, you haven't put in for borrower's defense, you didn't get no notification. It usually don't work like that. They usually forgive them first. They let you know it's being forgiven, and then after a few months, they come off, unless they've been sold to another company. So those are the only two things that I've seen them do. I ain't never seen them just remove for no reason at all. And okay, when did you come live? I came live at 7. And did I miss the time? Did I do something wrong? Y'all let me know, because I came at 7 um central time like I normally do. Because I noticed the viewership was low. So I wasn't sure if something changed. I know the time changed, but my phone says 8 right now. And I got an iPhone, so it should automatically adjust. So I came on at 7 like I normally do. Okay. Sorry you missed me, Joe. You're welcome, Shayla. It says, how can a company repo your home and not take you to court and just put it on your credit report? So you mean, how can a company foreclose on your home? Because the only thing a company could do for repo is their car. It says, how can they repo and not take you to court? So because you signed an agreement, okay? Your house goes up for foreclosure and you don't have to go to court for it to go into foreclosure. No different than if your car gets repossessed. When you sign the contract, okay, you know, when you get in a house or car, you ain't reading all that stuff. You just sign it because you're ready to get the keys and go. So but in that contract, if you are not able to make them payments, there are things that are automatically going to happen in the process of the bank trying to get their investment back. So they don't have to take you to court for it. The only time someone's taking you to court for a debt is when they are trying to make you pay them back. Okay. And that's usually credit card debt, because they're like, hey, we gave y'all this on the credit card. You done spent it. We can't get nothing back from you because we don't know what you did with that money. We can't make you throw up the food you ate. You know, we can't get them miles back you drove on, you know, or them trips you bought, them Louis Vuitton clothes, and we can't get that. We don't want that. So they want to take your money. But if it's a car or a home, that's secured with the car and the home, that loan is. So if you don't pay the loan, they just take back the item that secured the loan in the first place. So they don't have to take you to court for that. And yes, they can put that on your credit. Okay. Brief talk on today's talk. All right, so real quick, because it is 8. Yes, it is 9 now, because I know I'm usually off here by 8. So real quick, what I talked about is why the IRS is having delays. Please call the IRS 800-829-1040 if you did not get your refund by now. If you are a 1099 employee, please be on the lookout that the government starting today is and that's Department of Labor. So y'all know, so it is the government is now requiring companies to see if your job as a 1099 independent contractor meets the requirements of what it if you meet all the requirements to maintain a 1099, because what they want you to be is a W-2 now. And I was telling you guys, I believe this is all happening because we're in debt, and this is a good way for them to get money. And it's also going to force small business owners out of business because they're not going to be able to afford to pay all these fringe benefits to you guys. We talked about the property fraud scam. We talked about the cashback scam that a lady put out on TikTok, but it actually can happen in probably any grocery store. So please, y'all, monitor your receipts. And we talked about credit and, of course, the bankruptcy. Okay. Yes, Mr. Benny, I do help with SSDI, and absolutely. I mean, you know, I at least lead them in the right direction, get them the right paperwork and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I can assist with that. What about credit stacking company? There's nothing wrong with credit stacking. It's just and to me, credit stacking, and maybe we've used the wrong terminology, but credit stacking is to me nothing but authorized uses and trade lines. Basically, you are just piggybacking off of someone else. That's it. There really isn't another. That would be a new term. That's not a term that I use, but I would assume that is what they mean when they're saying credit stacking. I don't have a problem with people doing that. Again, some of you guys can have the same effect on your credit and use a much cheaper trade line, self-lender, self-lender, kickoff, things like that, to an Experian boost to give you the same jump in points that you would if you got a $40,000 authorized user trade line. Okay, not necessary. All right. Okay, so it's after 8 and after 9 for some of you. Thank y'all for being here again. I know it's a slow Monday. I know it's spring break, so some of y'all is out here having a good time drinking, enjoying yourself. And thank you to all of our educators out there. I hope you enjoy your time off because I know you're gonna have to go back to school soon. So enjoy yourself. Teresa says, "Do you know about the loan forgiveness reopening?" No, I didn't hear anything about the loan forgiveness reopening. What loan forgiveness are you talking about? Thank you, Miss Rhonda. What loan forgiveness you talking about, Teresa? Student loans, SBA loans, what loan? Again, y'all make sure y'all do your SBA stuff. If you haven't taken care of that, that is very important. Please make sure you're making your doggone payments because I sure hate to see them come and start snatching y'all tax refunds, okay? Because that's exactly what they're gonna do. Because you know why? Because they're not gonna want to pay y'all the money back from the schools that have already closed to give you guys money back that they've taken from not paying your student loans in the past. They're just gonna find another way to take it. Yeah, no, I mean the okay, student loans. Do I know about the oh God. Now look at this. Hold on, y'all. TikTok is so all in my business. I swear. TikTok was saying they were gonna cut my account off from inactivity. They is just so full of it. I swear. I know they are not trying to pass my stuff out. They definitely hate it when you're not talking about what they don't want people to know. Because I could tell my viewership numbers, but that's why I count on you guys to spread the word for me. Okay. And make sure y'all check me out on YouTube. Rhonda, let me get back. Let me answer you real quick. Sorry, Teresa. It says, do you know about the loan forgiveness reopening? The student loan forgiveness, the $10,000. I haven't heard nothing about that. I personally don't think that's going to reopen, but if it does, it's because it's election season. If you have student loans, your best bet is to get on that SAVE program or that income-driven payment program, so that most of y'all can have y'all loans where y'all have to pay $0. Okay, I would not count on a forgiveness because y'all have to realize where are they going to get the money to do this. Okay. Yes, they come up with money for everything else, but that doesn't mean they're gonna come up with money for us. Okay, they always giving money to others, not us, the US. So I wouldn't count on that. But if I do hear about it, I absolutely will put that out. And last but not least, please be on the lookout for the TikTok video I'm gonna do about veterans who will be able to have access to healthcare. Okay, because they expanded the coverage. All right. So if you're affected by any of one of these things, and I'll talk about it later in the video, I want y'all to make sure you go and you get you some help for that. The program again, IDR, income driven repayment, IDR, or they call it SAVE, SAVE. So IDR basically morphed into SAVE. Basically, it's where they don't put nothing on your credit for them 12 months while you get yourself together to pay. Okay, it hasn't been 12 months yet, so y'all still have some time. So make sure you enroll in those programs so that you can not have to pay anything if your income's low. That's where they discharge your loans quicker than these other plans that they're on. I think if you have them for 12 years, they'll just wipe them out. Okay. Even if you don't make any payments. All right. So, but I already did a video on that. It's on my YouTube. Okay. If y'all want to know about the stuff that changed with the student loan, just go watch the video. It's kind of long, but it's long because there's a lot of pieces to it. Okay. Hey, Miss Behaving. All right. So I'm going to let y'all go. I will see you guys next Monday. And thank y'all for just always being here and always be willing to get some information and learn. I appreciate sharing whatever I learned with you guys, and I want to continue to keep bringing it. And so, hey, thank y'all for paying attention, and I will see you guys soon. Again, go to shamikasaves.com if you need anything, question, you want to book consultation, whatever it is, let's talk. And I'll see y'all then. Okay, have a good one. Bye.